Good morning. It is Professor Hall, and I thought I would go over very quickly with you the format for the annotated bibliography that is due this Sunday. Remember that you want to follow this exact format so that you don't lose any penalty points. Your name, course, date, annotated bibliography. You don't need word count for this particular assignment because this is a works cited page. This doesn't contain original content. Just under that will be your working essay title. This may or may not be the final title that is submitted with your essay, but it's something that you're working with. Here's an example, and if you go over to the Examples tab in the left menu bar under Nonfiction Essays, this is the first essay you will see, and you can certainly look at this as an example to go by. But this is one example, and be sure that you don't use this example, but it's one example of a large, broad topic, and then the narrowed focus of your topic, and then I need for you to include your thesis statement. So here's the thesis statement that goes along with this logical progression of focus. You can find that essay in the Examples tab, and you may not copy and use this example. And then that will be followed by your annotated bibliography. For those of you who are using the app for your bibliography, I've come over here to EasyBib. Remember that in the course there are extensive tutorials on using EasyBib, but I'm going to go over this just real fast at the beginning of the week. You will create your project, and of course you already have, and you've already been collecting information and research that you've conducted for your essay. But you will go to your project. Let's go with this one. Here is one of the citations on my list. In order to make that an annotated citation, I'm going to click the Edit button. There is my citation, and down here I'm going to add an annotation. This is where I will describe the contents of this citation and what I am using it for in my essay. As soon as I have written in the information that I need to write that tells me what I'm using this resource for, then I update the citation. Very quickly I'm going to go through this page. This is in the Assignments tab on the left menu bar. I'm going to go to Annotated Bibliography. Here are the course objectives. This is the format that I just was showing to you. This is important tutorial information for the annotated bibliography. Here is another tutorial on how to find sources. Make sure that you use MLA 8 when you are creating your bibliography. This is the rubric for how your bibliography will be scored, and here is where you submit. Remember, this is due Sunday. This should reflect the various research methods you are using. If you have conducted some research, and let's say that one of the research methods you are using is an interview, and you plan to interview John Smith about prescription drugs in their pharmacy, but you have not yet spoken to that person, you can go ahead and add that to your bibliography, and in the annotation you would type in planned interview for 2 weeks from now or whatever, so that it still shows up in your annotated bibliography, and that helps you as you move forward, because you can always go back to that and say, oh yes, that's right, I have that interview coming up. And you can do that with all of the other sources that you have. So make sure that you contain the research methods in your annotated bibliography. That concludes this tutorial. Can't wait to see your work. Bye, everybody.